it's Shelby Michelle with Farmhouse Living and welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking what is out of style in 2023. And I really just wanted to talk about what's out of style because that's what all the YouTubers are, to trigger your clicks on their thumbnails. But don't worry, because we're in general pretty positive, so we're also going to talk about what's in style.
These great styles, they're just a little spin on what maybe we were doing last year.
Well, and I was going to say, it's really just, we're talking about how what we already have is evolving. So you don't have to worry, you do not have to, you might want to demo your house. Mom and I are kind of like that. Mom is literally demoing her bathroom at this very moment. But
they're probably tired if they've followed us for any length of time about me talking about my bathroom because I've really literally been going to demo it for 4 years. Yes. But it's literally happening.
It's happening this very moment.
Now.
This very moment, yeah. So, and your cabinet's already installed, so it's kind of a weird process of what's happening. Yeah. But we will show that whole process. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also, hit the like button because, like I told you, we're trying to grow our YouTube channel. So that's why we did the out of style, like all the cool YouTubers. And then also, if you like, it helps our YouTube channel. So number one is open shelves. And you're gonna be like, wait, I just redid my kitchen and I put open shelves. Mom and I both have open shelves. And I wouldn't say, when I say out, it doesn't mean like blow out your kitchen, they're, totally done. It just means that's not what we're embracing fully. And we're doing something new if you are renovating.
So I would say that a lot of the trend is, it feels like kind of European farmhouse kitchen type environment. Yeah. What I mean by that is people are still using open shelving, but the display is just a little different.
Yeah.
So what is it we're seeing?
Well, if you do have open shelves, we're seeing more sophisticated vignettes, really intentional planning. A lot of times we're seeing, instead of 2 open shelves, we're only seeing 1 open shelf, or we're seeing 1 little ledge that comes up from the backsplash. So they're either like a quartzite backsplash or quartz or marble, and then there's a little stone ledge where you can display smaller items like maybe your pepper mill or your salt mill, something like that. And definitely a more sophisticated, and I feel like it opens up the space. And
so we'll give you some examples of that, but something else we're seeing, even like glass shelves with like brass rails, if you will, that kind of hold them in place. Joanna Gaines did that way back when. Yeah. But we're really seeing that come to trend this year. Yeah. We're seeing marble. Mm-hmm. We're seeing like a smaller, like more organic, earthy wood. Yeah. But the thick white painted shelves, like Shelby and I have, and like many of you have, going forward, they're not using them as much. But you can, like Shelby said, take that and modify it in a way that it updates those shelves.
Yeah. And at the end, I'm going to actually share a way that I feel like if any of these out of style things are in your home, how you can up level it and make it feel like it's not out of style at all. So just stay tuned for that. The next thing that we're talking about also pertains to kitchens, that's out of style, but it also pertains to bathrooms. And it's just that manufactured stone, like the quartz, with no movement. So maybe just stark white or barely any veining, not much contrast. We were seeing that a lot. Really simple, where it was like an all white kitchen and you saw like a couple of small veins, maybe one big on the quartz countertop. Now we're seeing tons of movement in the stone, and Mom is actually doing that in her surround on her bath.
Okay, I'm here at Del Tile, Shelby. Which one of these do you think I should choose? This wild and crazy, or we have another one down here, the same color veining, but way more subtle. So there's that one, or and you didn't like it. You wanted me to go with a safer choice, but I'm always a little bit ahead of the game, so I knew this trend was coming. However, I want people to know that it is okay to make a safer choice that's going to be longer lasting. I'm going to go crazy in this bathroom just because it is going to be my one pop and my one wild side that I'm going to bring in. But I do try to stay away from stones that are really trendy, just because in 5 years they're going to go out.
Well, let me tell you what I'm doing. So I actually still don't love this trend. And it's okay to not love trends. I love the stuff with the open shelves. I'm actually going to rip out my open shelves this year. And I did a shiplap backsplash, so it will be very cheap to do that. What will not be cheap and how I am embracing this trend of the movement, the stone with a ton of movement, is I'm putting, instead of doing just countertops or a backsplash with a lot of movement, because I feel like that's a lot, I'm going to just do a sink. So I'm doing a soapstone sink, and we're seeing a lot of that. And it would be easy if that goes out of style. Now, it's still expensive.
Well, let them know that you have quartzite white marble counters, and the soapstone sink is going to be in a very deep black with white veining.
Yeah. So you can mix stones now, and you can embrace. So I have soft marble looking countertops, and then I'll have the wild veining, but I'm not as bold as Mom where I could do a whole bath surround or a whole countertop or a whole, I can appreciate it. And maybe you're like me where I can appreciate trends, but I'm not going to embrace every single one. Like the soapstone, when I saw that, it spoke to me and I loved it. And you might not like that. You might think black sink with a white countertop, or you might not love Mom's, surround, and you want, simple, plain quartz, all white. It's fine. Like when we talk about these, it doesn't mean that what you like is most important.
That's right. What you like is most important, and we're going to tell you a really fun and exciting thing about these new trends. There are no rules.
There's no rules.
No rules. You can do what you like. And
so we're just saying what you're going to see on Instagram and what you're going to see on Pinterest is what we're talking about.
Right.
But you do you.
And I've always liked a really wild marble or granite. I've always loved the movement and the color. And so I'm going to embrace that, Well, it may go out of style, but I'll still be happy.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes what you're experiencing, it's almost like it's your time to shine. Like, it's maybe last year's trends weren't your thing, but this year's are, and you fully embrace it. Or, maybe you look at your house and you're like, oh my gosh, so much stuff that I have is in style, but it used to not be. I don't know. Like,
everything comes back around. It comes
back around. So we're just saying, what are you going to see a lot of?
Yes.
And these are things. So I'm embracing it with a sink. Mom's doing a bath surround, and you could do your whole kitchen. Just let us know. Send us an Instagram message. We'd love to see. So the next trend that is out that we've actually talked about before, and I don't think it's going to surprise you, but maybe it'll freak you out because it feels very structural. But open floor plans, not in style.
Right. So dedicated spaces are coming back, which is my husband's loves a dedicated space. I personally like an open space where I can see my family from the kitchen. And so if you have an open space, there are ways to create a dedicated room and feel, even if your space is open.
Yeah.
And there's trim work, and there's you can use wood molding. There's just so many ways to have, if you have an open floor plan, to create dedicated spaces. But we are seeing in the newer floor plans where homes are going back to a more dedicated feel.
Yeah. So I don't have an open floor plan, and honestly, a lot of that from my kitchen to living room is not practical from a family standpoint. But my playroom being separate from my living room and that kind of flow, that is practical. And I do love when I'm working on each space, it's a lot easier to design because I'm focusing on creating a unique personality in each room, but also cohesive. Some examples of this is our friend Stephanie. She has, it's open, but more dedicated. Our friend Erica, Clover Lane Properties, we did a tour with her earlier this year, and she does historic homes. So a lot of that is dedicated, really any historic home we've done, which, Thistlewood, Carrot is dedicated. Who else did we do?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking of the old barn.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a more dedicated style floor plan, and she actually sells her floor plan. But what I want to say, though, is that these dedicated floor plans back in the day, like what we used to see in the old farmhouses, it was because every room had a purpose. It was very meaningful and purposeful. And I think we're seeing all these timeless things come back to light.
Yeah.
And so for this house that I'm in now, I love it because I not only have dedicated spaces, but they do flow one into the other.
Yeah.
So both my husband and I
get the best of both worlds.
But again, it's, what do you love? How does your family function? These are things that you have to consider when you're building or when you're remodeling.
Yeah.
And so it's important to do whatever's going to be best for you.
Yeah. So if you want an open floor plan, do it. If you want to get the feel of dedicated space, but with an open floor plan, just design every room uniquely. So make a design board specifically for your living room. Make one for your breakfast nook. Make one for your kitchen. And then look at them all together and say, are they cohesive? If you look at Mom's house, she has, if just her light fixtures are completely different. And so it gives each room a unique feel. But when you're looking from the kitchen to the living room, it's cohesive.
Yeah.
You know, so just go for that. And that's probably what I would do if I was building a new house. I would make it more open, but not just a square box. Try to build in some nooks.
And maybe you can show the example of the beams that are surrounding the rooms to rooms to rooms. Like the McGee & Co. has a really neat example of that.
Yeah. And then the next thing that's out is stark white. This probably also won't surprise you. We're seeing tons of warm whites, and we love it. It's very cozy. We're seeing beige. So I think we got burnt out by the faux finish beige and orangish tans in the Tuscan days. And so we went so far white. We went from we were like, okay, burnt out on the warm colors, and we went as stark as all stark could be. And now we're kind of going in the middle. So it really is a wonderful place to be because warm is cozy and just very homey.
Yes.
And so
I did my primary bedroom in a warm Soji white, and I was scared at first because I'm not used to that, and now I love it.
It's so good.
So good.
Then we are also seeing what's in is bold pattern wallpaper and bold colors. And honestly, I want to wallpaper everything.
I want to still continue to wallpaper spaces that I can unwallpaper. So for an example, I'm going to do secondary bathrooms, laundry rooms, things like this, where if I'm tired of wallpaper, it won't be such an ordeal to get rid of it.
Well, I've never had to remove it, so I don't have that pain point at this point.
I'm old. I remember removing wallpaper.
Yeah, so I love my mural in my playroom. I want more feeling like that. I love that. So in our friend Stephanie's house, she did her butler's pantry, and then her whole upstairs, her daughter's room. Her mom has this amazing lemon wallpaper on their butler's pantry. So I think my next wallpaper move is my laundry room, but I'm also toying around with the idea of my master. I know.
Scary.
This is
new information.
New information.
I'm going to do the downstairs guest bath. And I have ordered 72 samples.
Yeah, she's having a lot of trouble. And I really can't help her because she's going from idea to idea. There's no consistent theme, and she likes it all.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, should I do a neutral pattern or should I just go crazy? And I'm leaning toward crazy.
Yeah, that's you. That's your stuff. Okay, so then the next thing that's out is fast furniture. So we've been seeing a lot of manufactured things over the years. And I'm not saying you can't buy a new couch or, new items in general, but we are seeing an uprise in quality furniture that has been treasure hunted. So estate sales, thrifted, just antiques in general. Whether you're in a modern home, a more traditional home, whatever style, you are seeing antiques. And I love this. I'm loving how, it really does not matter the genre. people are doing it.
Yeah. I mean, very uber modern mixed with vintage, but also higher quality pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, people are investing in their homes these days, and they're doing things that, you know, instead of just off the rack, it's heirloom quality.
Yeah. And so I think that's good too, to look at how you're mixing things. So just higher end items with lower priced items, and that up levels the whole room. And we're seeing a lot of that.
Yes.
And so I'm really excited about that, because I feel like it's making a lot of the design styles, even the trends, timeless, where a lot of our home investments are going to stand a lot longer than they used to. So
yes, and treasure hunting, sometimes you get a lot of deals. So.
Yeah. So my 2023 is gonna look like a lot of estate sales.
Mine too.
We'll go! So those are, we basically shared 5 things that are out. So it is open shelves are out, stone with no movement is out, open floor plans are out, stark white is out, and fast furniture is out. But as you can see, everything that's out has an in, and it's really not that hard to modify your home.
Yeah, and there are no rules.
There's no rules. And if you like stark white, you do it, and we're going to be here cheering you on. And honestly, I've seen stark white beautiful. I've seen open shelves beautiful. I've seen open floor plans beautiful. I've seen it all.
But it can be difficult, really, Shelby, to match like all these trends into one cohesive and beautiful style. But you've been working on.
Yeah, so I've been working.
I was going to tell you.
Mom's just.
I'm teeing you up. I didn't know if she was ready.
Good job. She's not normally rich. Look
at your arm. You have a baby sticker.
This is an apple, organic apple.
Oh.
Okay, so I've been working on something because backstory on this. When I was renovating my home, we had to do it all in 30 days. Floors, cabinets, I guess we didn't have to do it in 30 days, but I had a 30-day lease back, and I had a little baby, and it was just going to be hectic to try to renovate the whole house. And the last thing that they recommend doing was the floor. So I need to get everything painted, the trim replaced because they had cats, and it was really smelly, and there was a lot of water damage in the kitchen. So we just needed to repair all of that to make it safe and livable for a family with a little baby. So we flew. And so a lot of things happened where I wasn't able to really calculate my decisions. And this year I've kind of revised and slowed down and been designing. And I've really realized there is a wonderful process in kind of slowing down and systemizing it in a way that you can enjoy and really think about the details, because the details, the accents, all of those things really are what make a home look really well designed. And this is not natural to me. It's natural to Mom. If it's natural to you, go you. But to me, I have to process it. And so I made a journal. And if you are type A, your little heart is just like, oh my gosh. So I made a journal. I just printed the sample, and I'm really excited to get it in my hand so that I can share it with you guys hopefully next week so you guys can purchase it. But basically it's helping you process and document all of the things that you want to do in your home. So
some of it could be construction, and some of it can just be updating furniture, renovation. It's not if you're building a new home all the way from if you're just updating your space. Yeah,
the whole spectrum of home design in general. So I really just thought about what I like to keep on hand, room measurements, what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of, what I need, paint colors. Also, Mom and I have made I made a workbook, but I packaged all of Mom's design ideas in a workbook. So those are the things that have really helped me be able to create home that I love.
How to style and do vignettes, and how to choose the right lighting, furniture, things like that. All of that is in there.
Make a design board. So if you're into that, I'm going to actually put a link in the description for you to put your email, and you can get an email blast first on when the home design journal is ready. And I created I did not create these patterns. I chose the cutest patterns for the front of these. Like, I want them to be wallpapers in my house.
It's the best time because it's the new year. And so, and one of the things that you told me is that it really helped you realize that you don't have to have everything done all at once. You can really just make this plan. You can make it for a year. You can make it for 2 years, 10 years down the road, whatever. But this is what your dream is. This is what your desire is, to create your home. Yeah,
I made a master project list that really makes me, so I can write down my big projects, but then on the next page, I wrote down where you can break down your big projects into smaller projects. And so then you're able to actually achieve them weekend by weekend or day by day or whatever it is, whether you're DIYing, even calling in someone. Like for your bathroom, you had to start with the tile demo, and then the plumber has to come, and then the tile guys have to come back. So that one big project, just alone, 3 different items that are broken down, not all in one fail swoop.
And I'm ready to go check on it.
Yeah, so Mom wants to in the video. Okay, so we're going to go check on Mom's bathroom. If you want the Dream Home Design Journal, make sure to put your email down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on trends. Is there any trends we missed? Is there anything out of style? I'm waiting for someone to say Farmhouse is out of style. And I'll give you I'll send a link to what's in style in Farmhouse. We made a whole video on that.
All right.
So if you want to see how Farmhouse, what elements of Farmhouse is still in style, the video will be in cards. Close this out, Mom.
All right. Like, subscribe. We really do appreciate you guys, and I love reading your comments. I haven't been able to respond because we've just been going with the holidays, but we love you guys, and we really do enjoy this interaction with you. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.